You stare at your ceiling at 3 a.m., even after exhausting yourself with 12 hours of studying. What if you could fall asleep in 10 minutes and wake up remembering everything you learned? In this video, I'll share 5 neuroscience-backed habits that will reset your circadian rhythm and save your GPA before finals week. I discovered this protocol when I was failing my biology midterm because I couldn't retain information. I was pulling all-nighters, thinking more hours meant better grades. I was wrong. Research shows that sleep deprivation lowers your cognitive performance by up to 30%, equivalent to being legally drunk. The problem is, most students try to force sleep with melatonin or scrolling, which only delays REM cycles. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to hack your biology for peak exam performance. Let's dive in. Number 1. The 10-3-2-1-0 digital sunset. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people think they can study right up until the moment their head hits the pillow. But your brain doesn't have an off switch. It has a dimmer switch. This habit is a countdown timer for your nervous system. It creates a buffer zone between high-stress studying and deep rest. Think of it like cooling down a car engine after a race. If you stop abruptly, things break. If you cool down gradually, the engine lasts longer. Your brain produces blue light-sensitive proteins called melanopsin. When exposed to screens, these proteins tell your suprachiasmatic nucleus, the master clock in your brain, that it's still daytime. Research from Harvard Medical School found that blue light suppresses melatonin production for twice as long as green light. This delays your sleep onset by hours. By removing stimuli progressively, you allow cortisol, the stress hormone, to drop and melatonin to rise naturally. First, 10 hours before bed, cut off caffeine. It has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, meaning half of it is still in your system long after you drink it. Second, 3 hours before bed, stop eating heavy meals. Digestion raises body temperature, which interferes with sleep. Third, 2 hours before bed, stop all work-related studying. No flashcards, no practice tests. Fourth, 1 hour before bed, turn off all screens. Phone away. Laptop closed. Finally, 0 snooze buttons in the morning. Consistency is key. For instance, instead of scrolling TikTok in bed, try reading a physical fiction book. It engages the imagination without the dopamine spike of social media notifications. But wait, there's more to this. Removing screens is hard. So, let's talk about what to do with that empty time. This brings me to the next secret. Number 2, the cognitive offload. Journaling. Most people don't know this, but insomnia during exams isn't usually about being awake. It's about having too many open tabs in your brain. This technique involves dumping every worry, task, and fact onto paper before you sleep. It's not just venting. It's a strategic data transfer from your working memory to external storage. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain remembers uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. When you lie in bed worrying about tomorrow's exam, your brain keeps rehearsing the anxiety because the task feels open. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology showed that participants who wrote down their to-do lists fell asleep significantly faster than those who didn't. You are literally signaling to your brain, it's safe to let go of this information now. First, keep a notebook and pen specifically for this purpose next to your bed. Do not use your phone notes app. Second, set a timer for 5 minutes. Write down everything bothering you. Need to review Chapter 4. Worried about Question 3. Buy toothpaste. Third, Next to each item, write one tiny next step. Instead of study biology, write read pages 40 to 45. Fourth, close the notebook physically. This acts as a psychological period at the end of the sentence. For instance, if you're worried about forgetting a formula, write it down once. Tell yourself, it is on the paper. I don't need to hold it in my head. But that's not all. Once your mind is quiet, your body might still be tense. That's where physiology comes in. Number 3, the physiological sigh reset. This next one is crucial. You cannot think your way into relaxation. You have to breathe your way there. The physiological sigh is a specific breathing pattern that mechanically pops open the alveoli in your lungs and signals your vagus nerve to slow your heart rate. It is the fastest known way to reduce autonomic arousal in real time. When you are stressed about exams, you take shallow breaths. This builds up carbon dioxide in your blood, which triggers panic signals. The physiological sigh, 2 inhales through the nose, 1 long exhale through the mouth, offloads CO2 efficiently. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman highlights this as the most powerful tool for immediate calm. It shifts your nervous system from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest, within 60 seconds. First, sit on the edge of your bed or lie down comfortably. Second, inhale deeply through your nose until your lungs are full. Third, without exhaling, take a second, shorter, sharp inhale through your nose to fully inflate the lungs. Fourth, exhale slowly and fully through your mouth, making a soft sighing sound. Repeat this cycle only 3 to 5 times. For instance, if you feel your heart racing at 2 a.m., do not check the time. Just do 3 physiological sighs. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel your jaw unclench. Now, you might be thinking, what if I'm still hot and restless? That leads us to temperature control. Number 4, the thermal drop protocol. Here is a counterintuitive fact. To fall asleep, your core body temperature must drop by about 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Many students make the mistake of bundling up in heavy blankets because they feel anxious and cold. But if your core temp is too high, your brain will not initiate sleep. You need to trick your body into cooling down. Your circadian rhythm is tied to thermoregulation. Evolutionarily, we sleep when it's dark and cool. Research shows that a cooler room environment facilitates the onset of REM sleep, which is critical for memory consolidation. If you are studying for exams, REM is where your brain connects new information with old knowledge. Overheating blocks this process. First, set your room temperature between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. It should feel slightly chilly when you first get in. Second, take a warm shower 90 minutes before bed. This sounds opposite, but it works via vasodilation. The heat brings blood to the surface of your skin. When you step out, that heat radiates off you, rapidly cooling your core. Third, keep your hands and feet uncovered. These are your body's radiators. Exposing them helps dump excess heat. Fourth, use breathable cotton sheets, not synthetic materials that trap heat. For instance, instead of wearing thick pajamas, wear light layers you can kick off if you get warm. The goal is thermal neutrality, not warmth. There's a scientific reason for this, and it's fascinating. But what if you've done all this and still can't sleep? That's when you need the final habit. Number 5, paradoxical intention. This is the most powerful psychological trick in the book. It flips the script on performance anxiety. Paradoxical intention means trying to stay awake instead of trying to sleep. It removes the pressure that causes insomnia. Sleep is one of the few biological functions that fails when you try too hard. This is called sleep effort. The more you demand sleep, the more alert your brain becomes to monitor whether you are sleeping. By telling yourself, "I am going to stay awake and keep my eyes open," you remove the performance anxiety. Your brain stops fighting the state of wakefulness, and, ironically, relaxation sets in. A study in behavior research and therapy found that patients with insomnia fell asleep faster using this method than those using standard relaxation techniques. First, lie in bed in a comfortable position. Second, keep your eyes open in the dark. Tell yourself, "I am just resting my body. I do not need to sleep." Third, if your mind wanders to exam topics, gently say, "Not now. I am just keeping my eyes open." Fourth, allow boredom to take over. Boredom is the gateway to sleep. For instance, instead of counting sheep or forcing relaxation, simply observe the darkness. Accept that being awake is okay. Usually, within 10 to 15 minutes, your eyelids will become heavy naturally. You've already watched this far, so let me share one final tip. Consistency beats intensity. Doing these 5 things once won't fix years of bad habits, but doing them for 3 nights before your exam can change everything. Thousands of students have used this exact protocol to turn C-grade sleep into A-grade recall. You have the tools. Now you need the execution. Let's quickly review what we covered today to ensure you lock this in. Number 1. The 10-3-2-1-0 digital sunset to lower cortisol and boost melatonin. Number 2. Cognitive offload journaling to clear mental RAM and reduce anxiety. Number 3. The physiological sigh to mechanically switch your nervous system to calm. Number 4. The thermal drop protocol to align your body temp with your circadian rhythm. Number 5. Paradoxical intention to remove the pressure of trying to sleep. Remember, sleep is not a luxury. It is the foundation of memory consolidation. You have everything you need to ace these exams, but only if your brain is rested enough to access that information. The only difference between a panicked student and a prepared one is the quality of their rest. Don't wait until the night before the exam to try this. Start with just the journaling habit tonight. It takes 5 minutes. I promise you, 3 days from now, you'll thank yourself for the clarity and energy you feel. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It helps other stressed students find this video. Subscribe for more science-backed study hacks like this. Drop a comment telling me which habit you're trying first. And if you want to learn how to memorize anything in half the time, check out this video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.